In a warning to Russia, President Donald Trump said Friday he's ordering the repositioning of 2 U.S. nuclear submarines because of a threat from the country's former president Dmitry Medvedev. According to Associated Press speaking to reporters on the White House South Lawn Friday evening, Trump said, "A threat was made, and we didn't think it was appropriate. So I have to be very careful," Trump said, adding, "We're going to protect our people." Trump posted on his social media site earlier in the day that based on the highly provocative statements from Medvedev he had ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions, just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. It wasn't immediately clear what impact Trump's order would have on U.S. nuclear subs, which are routinely on patrol in the world's hotspots, but it comes at a delicate moment in the Trump administration's relations with Moscow.
We have a great relationship.
Where are the submarines being deployed? The nuclear submarines?
Say it?
Where are being deployed the nuclear submarines?
Oh yeah, well we had to do that. We just have to be careful. And a threat was made and we didn't think it was appropriate, so I have to be very careful. So I do that on the basis of safety for our people. A threat was made by a former president of Russia, and we're going to protect our people.
Mr.
President, can you give us any more information on the nuclear subs? And what did Medvedev say to you that made you really mad?
Well, you just have to read what he said. He was talking about nuclear. When you talk about nuclear, we have to be prepared, and we're totally prepared.
Did you talk to Steve Witkoff today from his journey to Gaza? Did you talk to Steve Witkoff?
I did. I spoke to Steve Witkoff. He had a great meeting with a lot of people, and the primary meeting was on food. And he also had some other conversations that I'll tell you about later, but he had a meeting on getting the people fed, and that's what we want. And I'll see you later on. Well, I understand India no longer is going to be buying oil from Russia. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's a good step. We'll see what happens, okay?
U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Friday that he has ordered the deployment of 2 nuclear submarines to strategic locations in response to what he called highly provocative remarks made by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. In the post on Truth Social, Trump wrote, "Based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who is now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions." Trump did not clarify where the 2 submarines were being deployed. Sometimes words carry weight and can spiral into unintended consequences. "I hope that's not the case here," Trump wrote. His announcement came after Medvedev's recent threats following Trump's ultimatum to Moscow to end the war in Ukraine, or face severe economic sanctions. Writing on X on Monday, Medvedev said Trump was playing the ultimatum game with Russia, stressing that each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war. On Thursday, Trump warned that Medvedev was entering a dangerous territory and described him as the failed former president of Russia, who thinks he's still president. It should be noted that Russia and the U.S. possess the most nuclear arms in the world.